Right then, welcome to tutorials all about how to use Just Basic. Now, I've got a confession to make. First up, I'm not a programmer, so if I make mistakes along the way, which is very likely, just shout out and tell me that when to stop. Of course, it doesn't really work, does it? But I want to get across to you that I am literally approaching this. I know as much Just Basic at this moment in time, recording this, as you guys do. So let's start off with some real simple stuff, and we'll see if we can make some headway along the way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to type a couple of commands in, and we're going to introduce a couple of terms. I'm literally going to put input, put the word input. Now you'll notice that it turns blue because it recognised this command. And what I'm going to do is just put some speech marks, and I'm going to put in, I'll put in what is the price. Woo, there we go, with a question mark. I'm going to finish those speech marks off. You notice that flipped to green there. That confirms that that bit's okay. And what I'm going to put is a semicolon, and I'm going to put a funny word here. So I'll put Trevor. I don't know why Trevor. I'll explain why this will make sense in a moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put print Trevor. So when what was happening here is, well, let's run the program. Let's show you what's happening. I'm going to do, what is the price? I'm going to put in 10. And I'm going to press enter. Now if you think about this logic, before I do, it's basically saying input, it puts the text up, what is the price? Here's a little area for me to put in the 10 there. This allocates this as Trevor. This is called a variable. It's called Trevor is the variable. When I press enter, it prints Trevor. So it prints the simple number 10 there. And if I just prove this work, I'm not cheating. Let's make Trevor now 45. When I press enter, it prints 45. So if you think about it logically, what happens is we throw a question up, we put a number in 45, and then Trevor, the variable, is equal to 45. So it prints that. Now, to prove that to you, I could do print Trevor times 2. Let's see what happens when I run that. What is the price? Let's make it 46. The output's going to be, this time, 92. In other words, 2 times Trevor, 2 times 46. So hopefully you guys have got the hang of that so far. I could put input, what is the price? I must have a semicolon there, just to split that up. And then it creates like a little, it's got a variable. I prefer to think of it as like a little box. Okay, a little shoe box inside the computer in which we type in the variable 46, and the computer goes, aha, I've got this shoe box called Trevor, and it's got a value of 46 in it. So if I do Trevor times 2, it responds with 92. Now, that doesn't really make too much sense, so let's do something a little bit more useful. I'm going to change the variable name here, and I'm going to call it price. Now, if I were to run this, it wouldn't make any sense, would it? Because it's going to say, what is the price? I put in 45, so price becomes 45, and then it says print Trevor times 2. Well, that doesn't make any sense, because we haven't got anything called Trevor now. We've got something called price. But let's say what I wanted to do is actually not 2, but 0.2. Now that's quite a useful calculation, because if we run that, and I put in 10 and press enter, it returns 2.0. In other words, 20%, which of course is VAT in this country. So I'm going to change this just a little bit now. Instead of printing price 0.2, I'm going to put in here, a little bit speech, the VAT on your product is, I'm going to put a little speech mark to close it off, press enter, that's turned green to confirm that. And now what we get, what did I forget? Told you I'm a beginner to programming. What is the price? Semicolon price. The VAT in your product is price. I've forgotten the semicolon, haven't I? So let's press return there now. So now what is the price? We put 10. The VAT in your product is 2.2. Oops. To be honest with you, I could have done with an extra space in there, like so. And also, I think I could have done with a pound sign. So, I think we'll also put a pound sign in here, and that should read a little bit better on the screen now. So what is the price? It's £10. the VAT on your product is 2.0. Now, yes, I fully understand that some of you are going, or it should say 2.00. We're not going to worry too much about setting up decimal places at this moment in time. I just wanted to show you the principle of making a variable, and then the fact that you can multiply that variable in our little formula here. But of course, realistically, perhaps what we should also do is, if the price is £10 and the VAT is £2, then that kind of means we've got to sell it for £12. Now, I'm not going to get into business studies with you. Let's imagine it's the total price. So, what I could do here is print, and the total price is, I'll put our pound sign in there, close it off. Well, the total price after our semicolon is going to be price plus price times 0.2. Now, that to me is a little bit complex. So, what we'll do is we'll change this little bit here now. I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to put let, and I'm going to create a variable, just like we had a variable here called price. After the let command, you can define a variable. I'm going to call it, well, I'll call it Neil this time, just to prove a point. Let Neil equal price times 0.2, and then I'm going to put print your total price is, put a pound sign, put the close of speech marks, put in my semicolon, and this would be price plus my other variable that I've just made, Neil. So if I now run this, what is the price? £10. Press enter. Your total price is £12 because it's taken the £10 for the price. It's calculated that Neil, in other words the VAT rate, is price times 0.2. So my total price is price plus Neil. Of course, Neil is a silly name to give it. I think what we'll do is we'll call that VAT, and we'll call that one VAT, and then when we run it, we still get the same answer. We'll do 12, and then it's £14.40, isn't it? Okay. Now, one other little thing that I think we'll do in this video is that we're going to introduce the concept of a loop, or a subroutine, I believe they call it. But what I'm going to do is I'm happy with my piece of code, so I'm going to put a little bracket here, square bracket, and I'm just going to call this VAT calc, and close that off. So I've named this loop VAT calc, and all I'm going to do is now put another command here, go to, and I'm going to put the square brackets VAT calc. I'm going to close that square brackets off. So now when I run this, it should say what is the price, put in my price, your total price is, but because it says go to VAT calc, it should go back and do it again. So this time, what is the price? I'll put in 12, press enter, and it comes up with what is the price again. Oh, let's go 34. Look at that, and then 67. So in this one, what we've done here is we've introduced the idea that we have a routine here called VAT calc, which basically lets you input a price, calculates the VAT, works out the total, and then because we've got this command go to VAT calc, it keeps asking that forever and ever and ever and ever. So I'm going to stop this one here. It will terminate that one. And perhaps you can have a little practice here. What could you do? Let's think of a scenario. Oh, I don't know. Here's one for you. Maybe you'll have a question that says, how many lions have we got at the zoo? Create your variable. And then you might ask another question, how many zebras have we got at the zoo? Create another variable. And then you could work out the total amount of animals at the zoo is going to be the number of lions plus the number of zebras. I'll leave you to do that and then see if you can make it a little loop so that it keeps asking that question over and over again. As I said, I'm brand new to programming, just like you guys. Hopefully this makes sense. The one thing that I would ask you to watch out for is just make sure those semicolons, you use those to break up your statements. Okay? off you go.